Okay, so now that you've been through the lecture for quantum mechanics and how we can put an address on the electrons, what I'm going to do here is draw the picture for you that we drew for the rest of the students while we were going through that lecture. So this is comparing the address for the electrons to the address that you would put on an envelope, and we'll start that address with the towns. Now remember, the towns were kind of like the principal energy levels, and those were labeled with numbers. So if we just start with town number 1, and in that town there was one sublevel or one street. Streets are labeled with letters. This was S Street. And on S Street, there was one house. And we could put 2 electrons in that house. And the symbol for the electron is kind of like a half arrow, almost like a number 1. And when you're going to put 2 electrons in the same house, one of them has to point up and the other one has to point down. So this would be the total number of electrons that you can have in town number 1, and they all live on S Street. Then, after energy level 1, or town number 1, then we had energy level 2, or town number 2. And in town number 2, there is an S Street and P Street. And again, on S Street, there is one house. But on P Street, there are 3 houses. And each house can hold 2 electrons, and those electron symbols are kind of like half arrows. 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2. So if you count the total number of electrons for energy level 2, you would have 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 electrons total and energy level 2. Then we had energy level 3. And on energy level 3, there are 3 streets. So we had, running out of space here, move that a little bit closer. On energy level 3, we have 3 streets. So we have still S, P, and D. And just as before, S Street has 1 house. P Street has 3 houses. And D Street, do you remember? D Street has 5 houses. And in each house, you can put 2 electrons, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 10 on D Street, 2, 4, 6 on P Street, and 2 on S Street makes a total of 18 electrons. We can put that off to the side here. 18 electrons, 8 electrons, 2 electrons. Then we'll go ahead and do one more. We'll do energy level 4. And we'll put that up here. Remember, this would be like town number 4. And in town number 4, there are 4 streets. We have S Street, we have P Street, we have D Street, and we have F Street. And on each street, we have to have the right number of houses. S Street has 1 house. P Street has 3 houses, or orbitals. D Street has 5 houses. F Street has 7 houses. Gotta fit 7 houses in here. There's 6, 7. And in each house, you can have 2 electrons. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 on F Street. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 on D Street, 2, 4, 6 on P Street, and 2 on S Street. So total, when you add them all together, you should get 32 electrons. Okay, so there we have it. You could continue to draw the energy levels or the cities for 5, 6, and 7, but for our purposes, they would look the same as energy level 4, as we are stopping after sublevel F or F Street. I hope this is making sense. Stay tuned for Electron rules.